Hello people, so today I'm going to be doing a review of The Suicide Squad. This was written and directed by James Gunn, as probably all of you know if you're watching this review. So yeah, let's just get right into this review. This movie is as good as people are saying it is. I'm not sure if I like it more than what people are saying or less. I really can't tell. There's not really a consensus yet with the audience because it's only been out for a couple hours on HBO Max, which is the way I watched it. And I will say, I do regret watching it on HBO Max. Well, I'm in kind of a COVID situation right now where I really can't go now specifically. So it was either watch it at home now or go to theaters a day or so from now. I was like, I'll watch it at home, but I'll just tell you this. I watched it at home and I regret it. So if you're going to watch this movie, watch it in IMAX, watch it in the theaters. This movie deserves it. So yeah, let's get into what didn't work about this movie for me. The trailer effect. This happens to a lot of modern day like blockbusters. It's something I call the trailer effect. It's where you could tell which you're always one step ahead of the movie from the trailers, because with the trailers and the way that it's just, it's not necessarily the filmmaker's fault, and it's really irritating because I'm like, you're detracting from my enjoyment just from the marketing, but it's not necessarily the maker's fault. So that's where I'm like, I want to put it against the movie, but I really can't, because minus like predicting who and when will people die. Well, like I'm not gonna say what my predictions were, but I'll just say my predictions were kind of. I'll just say I won't say anything because if you see my prediction video, yeah. But minus me always guessing who will die, I always was one step ahead of the movie. I'm like, okay, so now you're gonna go do this. Now you're gonna do this is what we saw in the trailer. So it was the trailer effect really affected this movie for me. And this other complaint I have is that there's a power that Starro has, and it's okay. It's just I don't want to spoil it, but I did watch Suicide Squad yesterday, and I'll just say there's something a little familiar with that. Sorry, my cat is right next to my tripod. And my last complaint about this movie is that 2 or 3 characters that were part of the Suicide Squad felt a little one note to me. Of course, it's just I've heard so many people rave about these characters in reviews, and well, I'm like, okay, I'm expecting some great character. This is James Gunn, and I go to the movie, and I'm not saying all of them. It's just 2 or 3. I was like, that's a little one note. I didn't really get as much as I thought I would have gotten out of some characters, but overall, the character was still great in the movie. Just don't get me wrong on that end. Now let's get into what I liked about this movie. This movie was just funny, funny, funny. It's hard to get me to laugh, specifically when I'm alone. I have to be in a crowd that's laughing to really get my sense of humor heightened to that level. But this movie had me cracking up by myself in my room. So good on you, James Gunn, because for me, I'd say about 75-80% of the jokes landed for me. This movie has tons of awesome visuals, and I really didn't start appreciating them until the movie was over because most of them were shown in the trailer. And I do plan on watching this movie tomorrow, but I'm not going to let that affect my score by how much the trailer I thought showed too much, because I'm still going to give this a glowing review and score. It's just tomorrow I'm going to watch the movie again and kind of put perspective on just the movie as a whole, because kind of piecing it together while I'm watching it didn't necessarily make the movie experience any better, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to just sit down, watch it, and I know I'll like it more tomorrow for sure. And the cast, everyone's talking about the cast. Idris Elba, Margot Robbie, John Cena as Peacemaker, Sylvester Stallone as King Shark. And I'll just say, of course we have better performances in this movie than John Cena as Peacemaker, but this is by far his best role and the role that fits him best. It makes very much sense now that he's getting his own show over this. Some people are like, well, he was dislikable. It's just he fit very well with his character, so I understand why he's getting his own show. And King Shark, my personal favorite, he was hilarious. And another thing is, he's one of the characters where they felt a little one note, and they used him a lot for gags, but some of the gags are almost oddly tragic to me. And I almost wanted to see a little bit of a Rocket Raccoon. The movie doesn't necessarily go for it, but it does have shimmers of it. So that, when it comes to characterization of King Shark, I was like, maybe they kind of characterized him, but, you know, they just kind of played him for laughs, which is fine. And, yeah, this movie is just so entertaining from beginning to end. I was just thoroughly entertained, and it was basically exactly what you promised. If you like the trailers, I've never seen a movie. What, my cat? Sorry, but I never seen a movie trailer fit a movie as well as the Suicide Squad trailers did. You know, mostly because, you know, the best visuals were given away, but still, just the whole vibe of the trailer was just so, like, screamed what this movie was. So if you absolutely adore the trailers, you'll adore this movie. So yeah, I'm gonna give The Suicide Squad a 9.4 out of 10. And that's me not marking off for those complaints that I had about the marketing, because that's not the filmmaker's fault. And so, like I said, once I watch it again, I will probably enjoy it a lot more than what I did. It's just there was a lot of frustrating moments with me. I was just like, why did you show that in the trailer? That was such a good build up to me knowing what it's gonna look like. And so that a little bit of that was, you know, just a little seriously. But yeah, besides that, this movie is an absolute blast, and James Gunn knows what he's doing. So yeah. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that, and adios.